Everybody, my name is Emilio. This is Let's Roll Characters Presents. And so we're going to be play testing another setting for D&D. Today we're going to be looking at the Wagadu setting, and so I'm joined by some awesome players today. We'll go around and introduce each other in just a minute. Just really quickly, Let's Roll Characters is a YouTube show where Christian and I, who's in the bottom right corner there, we come up with random characters with different kinds of guests, and you can check that out on YouTube. The link is just below on the overlay. But we've also started to branch out and check out new and interesting settings for D&D, and we've been doing these one-shots. We did the Hekna setting a couple months ago, and now we're trying out this really cool Wagadu setting. So why don't we just quickly go around? I'll just call each of you out, and if you could just tell us your name and maybe a sentence about you before we get started. I will ask, don't introduce your characters just yet. The way we're going to do this is it's actually going to kind of come out in game. So we're going to hold off on sort of doing the kind of traditional character introductions at this point. But Cavello, why don't you say hi?
Hi, I'm Cavello. I enjoy playing role-playing games and other games, board games, card games, and more games. So looking forward to it, man. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, really excited to have you. New player I haven't played with before, and I know you have a lot of experience, so it should be interesting.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. Next up, Wendy, you've played with us before for the Hekna game. Do you want to say a few words?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Wendy. Played Hekna, and then Emilio's played with us, playing a Monster of the Week, which was very fun. And I've been doing this for like 20 years now, I think. But this is the first time in such a different setting, so I'm excited.
Totally. And then, last but not least, my partner in crime, the other half of Let's Roll Characters, Christian. What do you have to say for yourself, man?
The people, they know me. I'm Amelia's my better half on LRC, and I'm super psyched to do some Wagadu because this setting is so thoughtful, so beautiful, and I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, thank you, Christian. Yeah, I totally agree. This setting is just really interesting. So if Christian and I have talked about this a little bit on the channel before, but really quick overview. The Wagadu setting is an Afro fantasy setting for 5e, and it's just really cool and well developed, and they've spent the team that's put it together seems to have spent a lot of time thinking about the lore and the backgrounds. They've come up with all these different cultures and lineages that are sort of inspired by different African cultures, and also just from fantasy stuff. And it's really neat to see a setting for D&D that is not strictly rooted in sort of European fantasy. So this is really neat, and also just the fact that they were so thoughtful in the creation of it. One of the things that we had talked about was doing this as a one-shot, and as I was kind of getting more into the material and just like seeing how much richness there was to it, I was saying that it might make more sense to do this over a few sessions. So there is an adventure that we're going to start today, and we'll see how far we get. But I suspect it's very likely that we'll go on to a second and possibly a third or fourth session with this. Just because there's a lot to uncover, and I don't really want to rush through any of it. I want to, give the players time to explore. So why don't we get started? So I'm going to give just a little bit of overview, I think, about Wagadu. Well, you know what? Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I think it's a little more interesting. The way that Wagadu is structured, we'll just jump right into it, and I think people will pick it up. Kind of what's happening, and I guess we can kind of go do a little exposition if we need to. But
I have one quick question for you, Emilio.
Yes.
I'm sorry to do
Go
this
for it.
when we were housekeeping earlier. Is dice? Do you mind if I actually physically roll dice?
I trust you, Wendy. You can roll.
Okay.
You can roll.
I'll show
dice.
you. I'll show you what's up.
I declined to put up the Roll20 window this time on the overlay. It didn't really seem that useful last time. We are going to be, I guess, Christian and Cavello, you guys will be rolling in Roll20 though.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely am, and I mean, I think it's nice that you trust Wendy, but
Did you see my stats? Because Dave was right here when I rolled them, and I'm like, I'm really glad that you watched me do that because they're a little too good. And
well, I feel like this happened to you before too.
I'm just that kind of person.
A cheater? A cheater. I'm just kidding. I totally trust.
At the same time, there's a
totally
very good chance that I'll roll a 1 and take out all my party too. So, just so you know.
I fully trust you.
Yeah, it is hard to.
I'm good. I can
Go ahead.
take a
Camilla.
hit.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I can
There
take
you
a
go.
hit.
Cavell, do you have a preference, real or digital dice?
Don't care. Whatever you want.
All right. Well, do the digital. I think if it's easier. But if you, I don't know if you just have your dice on hand or not. But either way is fine.
They can be.
Okay, let's get started. I don't have any fun music for us this time, you guys, but that's okay. Okay. Atunse, Themba, and Okan. You are suddenly just sort of blank. You don't see or feel anything. You don't remember much either. But you can feel this strange sensation as if you are falling. And anybody who was watching right now, the sky, would see these cocoon-like objects plunging through the air and into the dense canopy of the Daru rainforest, hitting the ground with a hard thud. That's really it's hard enough to disperse these tropical birds that are in the trees all around you that have been singing, and now they sort of angrily flap away from the place of impact. When you guys hit the ground in these capsules, it hurts. You feel this reverberation, this pain going through your whole body at the impact. And you realize that you are inside of a dark, damp space where you can't hear anything. It's pure, uninterrupted silence, as well as not being able to see anything. But you can sort of reach out your hands, and if you quickly sort of inspect your surrounding with your fingers, you see that you have a few feet of space above your head, barely enough to stand up, and maybe a little bit of space around you on all sides. What would you guys like to do?
How jarred are we? Like concussed jarred or just kind of like, all right, that was rough.
All right, let's start rolling some dice. Everybody is going to make me a DC. Well, I'm not going to tell you the DC. A Constitution saving throw.
All right.
And I'll
yeah.
just ask you to call them out.
That's a 20, baby.
24, Okan.
I got a 15.
Hey.
Atunse, 15. Am I pronouncing that right? Atunse?
Sure, sounds good. I was going to go with Okan until I saw it was...
Yeah, did you know that was my name too?
No.
What?
I remember you saying it, and then me and Emilio were talking about it, but that's not...
18?
18.
That's funny.
Mine means something. I looked it up to make it on purpose to match with my story and everything, so I mean, it's a...
Oh,
it's
that's
a thing.
because I know what that's hilarious. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Proceeds.
And who knows? Maybe, you guys knew each other in a past life. Maybe not. All right. Well, so actually, you all rolled really well here.
Yeah, we did.
And so despite hitting the ground so hard and feeling this reverberation through your body, you only have some aches and pains, no serious damage, no broken bones, maybe a couple bruises, but nothing that, you won't feel better in a day or two. Again, though, you can sort of run your hands over the inner walls of this cocoon that you're in, and you feel that now your body is sort of throbbing from just the sensation of flying through the air, of hitting the ground. So even sort of reaching out and touching these walls is a bit taxing. And a few minutes pass before Themba, you are able to reach out and actually start to feel that there's a crack, a pretty large crack that's formed in your cocoon. You still can't see any light coming through, but you can feel rougher edges. which then sort of you follow it and it branches off. There's a smaller crack and a smaller crack, and you feel like these cracks have maybe spidered throughout this cocoon that you're in.
And how thick is the goo on the inside? Like, am I sticking my hand through it to feel the crack, or is it not that big of a deal?
Yeah, it's damp in there, but it's not like super thick,
Okay.
material or anything like that.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can I shoulder down and just kind of see if I can push into it, kind of?
Yeah, give me a athletics check.
Athletics. I have a 15 plus 5.
Oh, very nice. Okay, yeah. So, Themba, you're pretty strong there, huh? And so as you put your shoulder into this spot that you found this weakness, and you start to push, and your body aches as you do this, and throbs, and you hit this thing a couple times, and finally, like, you weakly manage to break through and sort of tumble out. As you look around, you can see that there are 2 more similar eggs. But your eyes are sort of struggling to adjust. There's suddenly bright light. Things seem sort of blurry around you. You can see that the other 2 cocoons are shaking a bit. Atunse, what are you doing?
Is it? Well, this is weird, right? Is it pitch black in here?
It is.
Then I will also attempt to try and bust out.
Okay. Yeah, you can also sort of reach out and feel that there's some sort of crack when you hit the ground. Why don't you give me another athletics check?
Not so much. I got a 3.
All right. Yeah, your body is just aching, and you weakly push against this, but you find that it seems to not have cracked enough, or your muscles just haven't adjusted yet. Okan, what are you up to?
I'm kind of I'm really disoriented. I'm kind of I'm not quite freaking out, but I feel I think I'm in a state of shock. I'm very numb, and I'm kind of feeling around, and I don't know what's going on right now. I'm pretty confused and not really like capable.
Yeah. And as you reach out, you're not feeling a crack. You actually are feeling a smooth wall all around you.
Okay. And that's not really reassuring for me in this moment. And I'm feeling around, and I think I'm getting increasingly sort of more frantic as I'm like just feeling along the edges of this thing that I have found myself in.
So Themba, you see one of the 2 cocoons start to sort of shake and rock a little frantically. And it's just at that moment that you notice, just kind of hanging out, sitting there on a tree stump, there's an old woman. She's sitting there with her legs crossed, and she's just kind of watching you with a big smile on her face. She's got sort of tan skin, pointed ears, and she's wearing a wooden headdress that's it's colorfully painted with circular patterns. Her face is heavily wrinkled, but as you look in her direction, it kind of lights up, and she grins, and she says, "Oh, I see you finally decided to wake up. I think your friend might need a little help in there." She gestures at Okan's egg.
Casually. Okay. Are there any rocks around? Is there something, a stump, something I could pick up and like try to?
Yeah, you are, sort of in the middle of a rainforest or a jungle. So there's definitely, branches, rocks, large bugs.
Find a palm-sized rock to smack that with.
Yeah, let's, let's just say you find it, sure.
All right. All right. So that's with strength, right?
Yeah, go ahead and why don't you make a strength check at advantage? Because you're sort of helping Okan, who's in there trying to bust out.
All right, so 19.
Mm-hmm. So as Okan pushes against or sort of flails a little bit inside.
Yeah, I'm starting to hyperventilate in here.
Okan, you hear first a sound like a very, very faint, muffled tapping sound.
Okay. Okay.
And it starts to get louder.
Yeah.
And then you see light starting to seep through a tiny crack in this cocoon.
That is like, manna from heaven for me. I start like pawing at that light, that like hole, and I just start like clawing at it.
Pretty quickly, you're able to break through the egg, and what does Okan see in front of him, Themba? I will say before you describe yourself,
Nice.
You guys have arrived in Wagadu with no clothing and no items.
So I'm just.
You are just Themba in the jungle. So what does Okan see as he breaks through the egg? You don't have to be
Real descriptive.
Keep it PG if you like, but
the most minute detail.
All right, so she is 6 feet tall, and she's a very lean, athletic woman with very dark skin. And her eyes are golden, and I'm assuming we're wet too, right?
Yeah, kind of goopy.
So her hair looks blonde, but it's everything. She's wet and plastered down.
Oh, cool. Okay. And what does Themba see fighting its way out of this egg?
Well, I mean, first she sees
she's holding a rock.
Yeah, exactly. She sees a frantic being. I am also very tall and lean. I have great sort of antelope horns coming out of the top of my head. I am very dark, almost, midnight black. But I have red sort of, and it is also matted down kind of hair. And
red hair.
Yeah, that's what I look like.
Okay, so Okan, it takes
goopy,
you
goopy,
super goopy. You make a noise as you slide out of the egg, and I think it's going to take you a couple of seconds here to just sort of get your bearings.
Yeah, I just lie on the ground and I'm just like breathing, sort of like heavily, and there's dirt clinging to my back where all the goop is. I'm just sort of like looking up at the sky and at this naked woman.
Yep. You see the tall, lean Themba, and then also some tall, lean trees, and you can see the sky overhead. It seems like it's probably pretty early morning. The sun is kind of just rising, and the birds are singing their morning songs. And I think it's pretty warm. You find that despite not wearing clothes or anything like that, you're not feeling like a chill or anything. It's comfortable. Atunse, you want to try to bust out again? You can hear a little bit of noise through the crack now, and you can hear that something's happening out there.
Yeah, I'll give it another whirl.
Give me that strength check. And Themba, maybe at this point you notice that the other egg is rocking a little bit too.
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's nothing happening in the other egg at the moment. Just kind of standing there.
You're limply hitting up against the edge of
This is good. I'll just stay here.
What I don't know can't hurt me. I'm just gonna stay. I'm good.
Yes. I as I'm on the ground, I kind of look over and notice that there is another one of these things that I just fell out of, and I do feel compelled to run over and do something about it.
Yeah.
I'll hand him my rock.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Themba hands you this
There you go.
this
Your
large
turn.
stone, and yeah, your sense of sort of duty or I don't know what would you call it compels you.
I just have a pull to sort of help somebody who might be experiencing the same thing as I am. But I take a look at the rock and I it's not really I don't know what this is, and I just let it sort of fall to the ground, and I look
Ooh.
for some sort of a stick or something, like a long stick, anything like that around that I can see.
Yeah. There's definitely just like fallen branches.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pick one of those up, and I hefted my hole in it. That feels more right to me.
Yeah.
And I'm take it. I'm just gonna like throw it at the thing.
Like a spear. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see how good you are at this. Make a ranged attack.
Okay, I sure will.
Would Okan be proficient with a spear? Most likely.
He
right?
is in fact proficient with a spear, and he's dexy as hell. So
yeah.
I don't have a thrown spear. What would be the?
So it's a D20 plus
it's
your
D20 plus my dex, right?
plus proficiency if you're proficient.
Plus dex plus proficiency.
Yes.
Okay, so that's +4 plus 2. 18, baby.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. You've managed to shake off that initial confusion and weakness.
It just feels right.
As soon as you have that stick, that spear-like thing in your hand.
I'm holding it, and my breathing starts getting a little more steady, and then it's like my body knows what to do.
You hurl this, and Atunse, you suddenly see a piece of wood just burst through this egg, and it just stops inches from your face. But now there's some light appearing through this crack, and some more sounds. Now you can hear birds, and you can maybe hear Okan breathing a little bit.
And I come over, and I want to pull that thing down to sort of like shred a sort of like.
Okay.
I want to tear it open.
What do you do anything, Atunse, when you see the spear come through?
Well, I technically don't, right?
Yeah.
You could
hear it, feel it,
sense it.
So good feeling gone now. I should see stuff, and I don't.
Yeah.
So I think my dude starts screaming.
So yeah, Okan,
what's going on?
You make a strength check at advantage now that you've got this lever in there, and you're just gonna pry open the egg.
Well, Dex would be my sort of. Should it still be a strength? I mean, Dex is my kind of like strength because I'm an ancestral wrestler.
I don't see a great way for this to be Dex.
Okay, all right. So just like an athletics check.
Yeah, athletics. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. I'm still. I got it. That was a 2. I'm still. That's not a movement that my body knows. And so I try to lever, and I say, my friend, I can't quite get you out.
It's not you, Okan. It's the egg. No athletics in the radius around this egg.
Yeah.
Themba, you see Okan.
I'm gonna go pick up my rock and walk
struggling.
over there.
The rejected rock.
Yeah.
Well, I just let it drop. I didn't throw it. I just let it drop.
The old woman is you hear her laughing now.
Oh, I turned, and I'm noticing her for the first time.
Yeah, you've seen her for the first
what?
time. She gives you a big wink. Just. She said, I think your friend wants to stay in there.
Also, I'm immediately conscious of my nakedness.
Okay. Yep. She says, I don't blame him. It's pretty rough out here. But you probably should get him out.
Yep. So I'm gonna take my rock to it.
Okay.
And I rolled a 15 on that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, between the 3 of you sort of doing stuff, maybe 2 of you doing stuff and 1 of you just freaking out.
2 of us freaking the other one out.
You manage to break this egg open, and Atunse, what do they see when they open this egg?
So I am also tall, almost jet black skin,
Uh-huh.
and my eyes are black with like a starry type of color in them.
Ooh.
Cool.
And my hair is currently free flowing but whitish gray.
Yeah.
Very lean, and ears a little bit on the pointy side.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. And you don't see anyone as you come out of the egg. But you're able to probably hear and feel that there's something happening.
That might be normally, but right now I'm still freaking out that I can't see.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering, like, what's your mind state right now?
Yeah, my hands are like in front of my eyes, and I'm kind of trying to see, and yeah, there's confusion, a little bit of fear and anxiety going on. I can't see.
And I kind of hold him by the shoulders. I say, "Can you see me, my friend? Can you see me?"
Not responsive. Just kind of in my own world of what's going on.
Oh man.
Themba, any reaction to that?
Use the rock.
We'll take care of the situation. No.
Oh no.
Okay.
Bam!
Chat has requested that you hit him with the rock.
Yeah, I know.
Which one?
Who is Pants for Suckers? Who is that?
That's someone very close by.
So can I see in the egg? Is enough broken away that I can
Yeah.
get it?
You can see this tall, slender, jet black skinned man inside, also naked.
Okay. So can she sing? That's not like a skill I picked or anything that came up.
I mean,
It's
you
something that I can.
you absolutely can sing if you want to
So
sing.
okay, so she's gonna bust out a lullaby or something along those lines, something that sounds soothing to her. That's coming up, right? That's something that just seems calming.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, let's hear it. What is she? What is it? Let's hear it.
I am not about to step into a language I don't speak.
Oh.
Well, somewhere from sort of the depths, the recesses of your soul, the song just comes out. It's almost just a melody, I think. There aren't really words. But now you're realizing that, like, you know this song, but you don't know why you know this song, and you don't remember where you learned this song or what it means. And all of you,
like every day.
all of you are having this sensation of memory loss and of confusion about who you are, and how you ended up here and what is going on. And as far as you can sort of tell at this moment, like, this is your first memory.
Are we aware that there should be more memories, but there's not? Or
yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely like this feeling of something missing, of trying to like grasp something that's should be there but isn't. And just to kind of explain this, so when people fall into Wagadu, for the audience, there is memory loss, and it varies in degree.
Okay.
Yeah, I just start like kind of. I'm getting my bearing a little bit. And I'm just kind of like feeling everything, like touching my face and sort of like trying to feel if I like recognize this. And I don't know. I don't know if I do.
Hey, make me an insight check.
Okay. That's a 14.
Okay. I
I just start breathing and trying to get a hold of myself.
Like,
Listen to the music.
listen to music.
So, Okan, as you touch your face, and actually, why don't the rest of you all make insight checks as well?
Ho!
Well, I got a 22.
6.
Okay, all right.
And Cavellas was a crit.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta get your name down. Tunsi.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 1 second here. Let me roll this really quick. Okay. All right. So Themba, you are just living in the moment. You're not worried about your past too much. As you think about it, you're like, I don't know who I am really, but I just got to figure things out.
There's something, I feel like I need to do something. It's just like secure things, right? It's like put some stuff in order.
Yeah, you're very pragmatic. You're just kind
Yeah.
of thinking about where you want to get to, what the next move is. Okan, you recognize that while you don't really have a good memory, you don't feel hungry, but you feel like you should feel hungry. You feel like you've sort of been on this long journey and this stuff has happened to you some along the way, but you feel like you're well nourished, and for some reason the image of a crocodile is appearing in your mind.
Is it a scary image or is it
No,
like what?
it feels
No.
it feels right in some way.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Atunse,
It's the music, man. It speaks to me.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Tell me about that.
I don't know. It's finding a connection where I thought I was lost. Like I lost my eyes and I can't see. I know I should be able to see. And then the music. And it just kind of grounds me a little bit.
As you're adjusting to this new situation, this new condition, you have a memory, a specific memory of your family and your people, and your people were a people that spent decades, generations even, living very close to an ancestral family. So one of the things that you know now that you can remember is that ancestors, spirits of the past, are extremely important to you. And you feel somehow that they are extremely important to this world.
Okay.
And that your family in particular was very connected to these ancestors. And because you rolled so well, on your next 3 insight checks, I'm going to give you advantage.
Thank you.
Okay, so as the 3 of you collect yourselves, now you hear. Very good, very good. I guess you managed to get out of there after all. Well, I suppose we should get started. I am Malomo.
Malomo.
I guess I should find out your names as well.
I am Themba.
Themba, a warrior.
Really?
What was her name again?
Malomo.
Okay.
She looks at you, Atunse. You've changed. Who are you now?
My name is Atunse Okan, and I am not sure yet.
She nods. And she looks at Okan. Oh. You are connected to the wild. Interesting. What do you go by?
I sort of I pause for a moment, and I don't know if this is my name, but it's what feels to be my name, and it just comes out, and I say, my name is Okan Ikunku, and I don't know how I know that.
She nods knowingly.
Do you know me?
I don't know you, the person, but I know a bit about who the three of you are, in a sense. So I have some maybe surprising news for you. You have fallen into Wagadu.
Now, would we have known in our past life what that was, or is it a fairy tale, or?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Is that all of us?
Hey,
20.
just for Themba because she asked the question.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Themba, you are now starting to remember things a little more as Malomo talks, and you do feel like you remember hearing stories of a magical place, a world or a dimension or a plane where no children are born, but where the world just changes constantly. But you're not really you're struggling still to kind of remember some of the details. But as you have this memory, suddenly you feel. Let me just. I have a lot of pages here. You feel this this connection to an animal, an octopus, but you can't quite explain why. Suddenly, as you think about, as she says the name Wagadu, and as you remember, oh, I've heard of this. The image of an octopus just pops into your mind. Malomo continues and says, I don't know if you'll be too happy about this, but I'm not sure there's any way back from Wagadu. People who fall have to just make a life here. But, you've come at a good time. This is the 7th cycle. And in this cycle, it seems that those who fall are a little bit more capable, powerful, something. They've got it going on. In previous cycles, the spirits really held sway, but it seems that the fallen have taken back some of that power. So maybe this will be good for you. She kind of looks at the three of your naked bodies and she says, "I'm sorry. I should have done this first. And she starts to pull things out of a pack that she has beside her. And she equips you all with... What does she equip you with? And this is whatever is sort of on your character sheet that you chose.
Oh.
I mean, she gives me a spear, which I sort of immediately kind of like start feeling for weight and balance,
Yep.
just sort of instinctively, and then just a sort of a light, kind of cloak, and nothing really showy, and some other supplies and things that I might need.
Yeah. What about you, Atunse?
She would hand me a long bow with some arrows and Eben, which is a great sword. My charm for a chainmail equivalent, and lighter clothes.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much a top, but some kind of a bottom, whatever that we would wear, that helps camouflage in greenish tans.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So actually, I wanted to. Well, let's. Themba, what does she give you, and then I'll come back to this.
She gives me. I have a loincloth. I have a forearm wrapping that I have a fetish in. That's a large cat claw with hair wrapped around it, but I put it around my wrist. And she hands me, and unfortunately I did not write down the name of it, but it's essentially a battle axe. Battle axe, and then 2 hand axes.
Yeah. She knows. As she hands them to you,
an ilqua.
Yes.
nice.
An ilqua.
Yeah, it was the first. Yeah, that one.
Sort of knowingly gives you all a look as she hands you these items.
Yes.
She does also, Atunse, what does your so I guess I'll just mention this out of story here, out of game here, is that in Wagadu there are, instead of armor, there are these really cool like charms that end up protecting your body with some kind of power. And so, as Themba said, she has the claw. Atunse, what does your charm look like?
It's a length of crocodile skin with teeth kind of pierced through it. Crocodile teeth pierced through it.
Awesome. Do you have?
And I notice it, by the way. It just stands out to me as I see her hand it to you.
And does she hand you a charm, Okan?
No, she does not. But the cloak and sort of, and there's maybe sort of like a small sort of skirt type thing is that feels exactly right.
So Malomo, after she gives you each your items, she stands back and folds her arms. She says, "Okay, they always have questions. What do you want to know?"
Where are we?
Well, as I said, this is Wagadu, but more specifically, this is the Daru Forest. It's a beautiful and often dangerous place. Not too far from here. Well, I'm not sure exactly how far it is, but there is a city called Illidan. I do suggest that you make for, or at least head in that direction.
What's the name of the city?
Illidan.
Okay.
Iledan.
Okay.
I unfortunately don't know the way to Illidan myself, but I can at least get you started if you wanted to go that way.
So are you a fallen also? Who are you?
Oh. No. Well, once I was. I'm what they call an ancestor.
Does that mean anything to I
I think all of you now are starting to have memories that ancestors are important spirits who are connected to various groups or families, or regions.
Can I tell if she's like being straight with us?
Make an insight check.
Okay. So 15.
Yeah, your sense is that she is she's not hiding anything. Her eyes seem to speak truth to you. Her voice is.
Can I perceive something that seems sort of like ancestral about her? Like,
Does she have a
like-
gravitas?
yeah, or is she glowing or something? Like, is there anything that I can perceive about that sort of claim?
From what you can see, she looks like an ordinary old woman.
Okay.
She's
Can I see her?
She's got an awesome outfit. Ooh, good question. You know what? Hold on one second. I actually am going to look that up. Can you guys stretch?
I sense that she's speaking truth to me, and so because that does resonate, I kneel down and I say, ancestor, how did you know that we would be here? Were you waiting for us?
If she's incorporeal, I can't see her in you.
You cannot see her, you said?
If she's incorporeal, I cannot see her.
Right. Would
So
you...
if she doesn't have a physical form, then no.
Mm-hmm. You can see her. At least you can perceive her, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I just asked her,
and you've asked her
if how did she know we were coming? Was she waiting for us?
I was. I like you newbies. I sort of made it my purpose for the last few cycles to help anyone that falls into the Daru. And you guys are the latest.
And I say, ancestor, can you tell us why we're here?
Oh, no.
We'd only need one session if she answered that question.
Right. 42.
I don't know if you.
I just got that very cute.
She reminds you to bring a towel, and
I only get the reference up to the number 42. I don't know anything else.
We still love you.
Okay.
She says, I think that in this world, we make our own purpose. And so I don't know if you've been brought here for any reason. But here you are. And you've got to make the best of it.
While she's talking, I'm just scanning. I'm just going into like, is there anything here we need to be aware of? Am I picking anything up? Is there any danger?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know who chooses us? What drug us here?
Why don't you make either a nature or a survival check then, but you can choose as you look around.
Seven.
There's a tree.
Still a little foggy.
There's a tree.
There's a bird.
Pretty sweet tree.
Yeah. Sky.
Hey, Emilio.
Yeah.
Since I'm a rainforest type of person,
Yep.
would I instinctively know where this city is, this Illidan?
Are you an emir?
I am. Well, I'm that Ka-Onan or something like that, right? But it's Amir
you're in
and
a
the
mix,
other one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just kind of went Amir so that we wouldn't have to figure out the logistics of a...
So when she mentions the city, It maybe feels a little bit familiar, but you're not sure. You're having a tough time with this memory. But as you're thinking about it, is there anything about you that would help to identify you as Emir?
Other than the pointy ears?
Emere. I guess it's Emere. Yeah, so I guess the ears are a giveaway.
Yeah.
Because
nothing other than that. And the starry black eyes, I think, is unique to them.
Okay. Well, Maloma looks at you, and she walks over slowly, and I think maybe you feel that she's coming closer, even though you can see her actually. You can sort of see this outline, this image of a person coming towards you, an elderly woman, even though you're not able to see much else. And she looks at you closely, and she takes your hands. Do you give her your hands?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
And she kind of smiles a sad but kind smile. And she says, I'm sorry for this confusion. I know for you this is particularly hard. But I want you to know that you can be even greater now and in this place. And she just pauses for a moment. She squeezes your hands, and then her sort of cheery, goofy demeanor returns, and she says, "Anyway."
I'll give her a hesitant squeeze back.
Okay, sure. Okay.
And real quick before you move on, she feels different than the other two, right? As far as how I can see them. She's not. I don't perceive her the same way I perceive the other two, right?
Yes, absolutely differently. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you perceive the other two?
I assume with tremor sense, I just know that they're in that. They're there because their movements and stuff like that. I can feel that vibration.
Yeah.
But if you say I can see her outline, that's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I understood that communication.
No, that's right. Yeah, you feel a connection to her. And you think that it has to do with this place, with the rainforest.
Okay.
And you know what? She's going to give you a gift, actually. And what is that gift? I have so many things here, you guys. Here we go.
Yeah, it's weird playing something that you're not used to the setting at all.
Just have a lot of
Yeah.
printouts and PDFs and
notes.
things.
And, yeah, kind of like.
I only have snacks. My job's easy.
I
I only have the
popcorn.
baby.
Oh, so jealous.
Hey.
Dang it. She presses into your hand a small leafy feeling object, and she sort of helps you put your hands to your nose, and you can smell that it's a bundle of dried herbs that she's given you.
I'll wrap her hand in it when she gives it to me and kind of do that half nod bow type of a deal.
Okay.
And thank her.
Sure. She grins. Well, it'll help cover up your smell at least.
Also important.
Okay, so anything else that you guys want to do at this moment?
Forgive me, Mother. I'm a little short with you, but I'm not sure what's happening here, and I need information. who should we be wary of here? Who are our enemies? Who should we trust and not trust?
Oh, it's very hard to say. I don't really know who you are. I mean, I know what I can sense of you. I know what I can see of you, but one person's enemy could be another's friend. I will say that these rainforests are full of all sorts of creatures and people too. And some may like you, some may not. I like you guys. But I don't know about everyone else.
I'm with her. I like you guys too.
I turn to Thema and Atunse and I say, do you think that we perhaps are meant to travel together?
I'm getting a feeling that this is a place of purpose. Whether you make your own, ignore your own, or whatever, it's a place of purpose.
This doesn't seem random.
Should we go to this city, Illidan? And I direct that at you guys, and I also kind of direct it at Malomo.
The only guidance we have states that should be the place we go.
That's where everyone goes.
If you want, we can just pick a direction, start walking. I'm not sure where it is. Like it scratches at familiarity, but I don't know.
I look up at I'm still kneeling, by the way, in front of Maloma, and I look up and I say, "Can you point us in a direction toward the city?"
Oh, I can do better than that. I'll take you at least as far as I can go.
Say thank you.
We would appreciate that.
Well, the day's wasting. Shall we go?
Lead on.
Okay.
Does she just turn and start walk? She doesn't like invite me to stop kneeling. She just walks away from me, or does she gesture to me?
She starts to, as you guys sort of suggest that you might go to the city or towards the city. She starts to kind of pack up her stuff, and she's got like the bag that she had all of your gear in, and she's got herself a cane that's carved with some cool inscriptions, and she's slowly moving, and she kind of gets herself up off the rock, and then she looks at you still kneeling. Mm-hmm. And she says, "Oh, honey, you don't have to do that anymore."
Okay. And I sort of get up and I sort of, I go, and just, I'm mildly embarrassed.
Very, very, very sweet of you. And she starts to kind of, walk with the cane in a direction away from...
I ask her if I can carry any of her... I say, "Hey, ancestor, please allow me to carry any of your possessions," or I hold out my hand for her to hold if she'd like that. She
kind of like gives this like silvery laugh. And you see that she's moving through this thick, difficult jungle with complete ease.
Okay.
Even though she's walking with a cane and a pack, she's moving faster than you guys are.
Oh, okay.
Don't just assume because she's older that she can't take care of herself.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
I say I give deference to ancestors.
I don't believe Ode wraps up where she sits at the moment. I will knock an arrow and follow along.
Okay, yeah.
And I as we're walking, a meerkat kind of comes out from the foliage and kind of chitters at me and and seems to want to like climb up on me.
Okay,
and
yeah. Maloma looks back and looks a little surprised.
I hold out the bottom of my spear for it to climb up, and it kind of climbs up on my shoulder.
Ha! What do you think of that?
I see you're bringing dinner.
I say, no, this is my friend. I say, aren't you my friend? And it goes, and I give it. I look in my bag. I assume there's some sort of rations, and I break off a little bit of like there's a berry or something, and I just feed it to the meerkat.
Yeah, it takes it happily and,
Yeah.
and chomps on it. And then it just kind of like curls up on your shoulder, like nuzzles against your neck.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna hang with you for a bit.
Yeah, it is.
So you guys head now with your new friend into the sort of the canopy of the rainforest, and even though it's it's pretty dark because of the tree cover here, it's just full of life everywhere. You know, rainforest, tropical spaces, just beautiful, all kinds of things, plants and insects and
I'm not comfortable here.
animals and yeah. So what do you feel about this, Themba?
Oh, I'm nervous as hell. Like this, I can't see things. Or it's too tall. It's there's too many places for things to hide. I don't like this.
How does the discomfort manifest physically, if at all?
Oh, she just gets kind of ruder.
Oh.
And a comment about you brought dinner. Good. That's nice of you. So yeah, she's just kind of prickly. I don't like this. I don't know what's going on. I'm not in control of this situation, and I do not care for it.
Yeah. So despite Themba's discomfort, you guys continue to sort of move through, and you're seeing these beautiful tropical flowers amongst these large leafed plants and shrubs, with these tall trees and these buttressed roots. That are also kind of covered with vines and other kinds of foliage. The air is humid, and there's actually a smell of decaying plant matter that wafts around as you walk. And at the moment, you sort of don't really have like an understanding of how this place can exist or where you are. It just feels off, and you're really having a hard time remembering sort of what happened just before you got here. Like, what was I doing? Who am I? How did I end up in that egg? I don't remember. Like, maybe you're starting to get some vague memories related to your past and your family and where you came from, but like the details, especially around arriving here, are gone, are just not there. Atunse and Themba, you also notice that you are starting to feel pretty hungry, and you're still a little bit pained from the crash landing as well. Okan, you're not feeling that hungry. You're feeling okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've just decided that I'm going to kind of trust in, our guide here. I'm trusting in the ancestor. That feels right to me.
Sure. Anything that you guys want to do as you're taking this walk? Anything you're interested in that you want to look at?
I'm just kind of trying to figure out this site I have and learn how it works, and kind of, since there's a lot of life in this rainforest, separate and kind of just learn how to read it, I guess, while I follow her along, and hopefully not trip over branches if I can't see those, or roots or whatever.
You do trip over some branches and roots at first, as you get adjusted to this new way of seeing, because you're not really seeing with your eyes.
Right.
You're feeling, you're hearing, you're smelling. At first it's tricky because there's so much happening here. There's so much life. There's so many sounds and things moving and wind and leaves, brushing in the wind, and so it's just this sensory overload. But then you start to be able to separate the different senses. You notice that you can sort of put the sounds over here, put the smells over here, and focus on the vibrations around you. And you can feel Themba's strong footsteps as she walks confidently but then you notice that there's like a little bit of hesitation in some of her steps. And you sense Okan walking carefully behind Malomo with almost like an ease, as if he's just following, right? A trust. And you don't actually feel Malomo's footsteps. You can see this image, this outline of a person, but it's almost like she's just kind of gliding with no presence.
So we can't hear her footsteps?
You guys can hear her footsteps.
Okay.
But to Atunse, it's like she's almost floating.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Getting used to that. Figuring it out.
Yeah.
Trying not to faceplant.
Roll me a d4 for how many times you faceplant.
Why does that matter to this story?
Character building.
How would it not?
Right?
Uno.
Okay. Yeah. You catch yourself after the first one.
Lucky roll.
No. Yeah. My dice rolling timer was going off that we need to roll for something.
Seems like a good thing to go for.
And Themba, anything that you're or Okan, anything that you guys are paying attention to? Or?
No, I mean I've put my trust in this ancestor, and I'm just walking and just sort of looking around and taking everything in, and I'm just breathing the air. Am I noticing that as I breathe the air that that's anything? Like, is it? Am I detecting anything as I'm breathing this air?
You're getting that smell of the rotten, pungent, decaying plant matter pretty strong.
Okay.
Why don't you make either a survival or nature check? Your choice.
Okay. All right. I will make. It doesn't matter. 13.
Which one was it?
Survival.
13 survival. Okay. That doesn't really. Oh, what the hell? Roll me a d4. No, it's not a.
2.
All right, you find two green globe shaped.
What?
Globulous.
Globular?
Yeah, globular. Yeah, I'm reading a thing. Maybe this is the way the
Words are hard.
they say it in Germany or wherever these guys wrote this. It's about the size of a fist.
Okay.
It's got this thick, very textured skin, green skin, and this is a Moabi fruit.
How do you spell that?
Moabi.
Okay.
And you find two of those on a tree.
Okay. All right. I smell it, and how does it smell?
It smells like a piece of fruit, maybe a little bit like of an acidic smell.
Okay. I'm not hungry right now, but so I'll put it away.
Themba and Atunse, you guys are hungry. You see Okan picking these two fruits, but there's no more on the tree.
Shoot him with my bow. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Hey,
Where's my rock?
Up to you. If you want to do anything about it.
No PvP.
Yeah, I do prefer not to have PvP. Yes.
No, so she's still with us, right? So I'll say, mother, what can we eat here? Like we're gonna have to eat something.
Yes.
You found it. It's yours.
Yep. Well, those Moabi fruits are pretty tasty.
Oh, I turn to you after hearing that. I say, would either of you like a fruit?
If you're not gonna eat it.
Sure, I'll try one.
Okay. All right. I toss one over to Themba, and I hand the other to
Thank you.
to Atunse.
Thank you very much.
And
Is there anything else? Is there any game? Is there anything we can take down?
yeah. So Malomo says, there's probably some more stuff you could eat if you look around a little bit. Do you guys want to do nature or survival checks?
Sure. But it's so loud here for me. Like there's just so much sound.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it is.
Oh. Yeah, that's a 3.
Yeah.
Thank God for that piece of fruit.
You find
Another tasty rock.
a nest of beetles,
Yes.
a nest of beetles that you disturb them and they look at you angrily.
They're shaking their fists.
Eh.
Can I
Yeah.
eat those? Are those edible, Mama?
Mama.
I don't know if I would. Yeah, I guess you could try them.
Sure.
I rolled a 15, Emilio.
Okay.
For survival.
Okay. Okay, Themba, you go to eat the beetle. Make a con save.
Uh,
And Atunse, you find roll me a d4.
Another one.
You scour the trees, but it seems like most of the fruit around here has been picked away. And just as you're about to give up, you notice that there's one fruit kind of high up, hanging off of a slender branch.
No, I wouldn't.
oh no.
Did you feel it?
As you think about it, you look back and notice that Themba is chewing on a beetle. How was that con save?
7.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
yeah. So you eat this beetle, and it tastes amazing. It's like this savory, delicious explosion as you bite into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear Admiral Akbar.
Yeah, after about 5 seconds, you start to feel your stomach churning and rumbling,
Oh no.
and
Induced
you
vomiting.
vomit a blue substance
Oh.
up.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And for a moment, yeah, you're just kind of retching in the bushes.
Oh.
Malomo is kind of chuckling to herself.
Hey, I asked her.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Emilio,
come over and I hold her hair back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to kind of use my little sense thing and see if I can, I don't know, maybe a beaver or raccoon-sized type of animal that might be around us. And if it enters, I'm going to try and take a shot at it.
Sure.
If that's something I'm able to kind of separate, I'm just kind of, and I'm not like actively feeling for it. I'm just, if something catches my senses, I'm going to try.
Absolutely. So, let's see.
So I'm going to quote unquote keep my eye out for it. Since I can't see high hanging fruit. That was not nice.
Aw. Do I observe like him, looking for food?
I think so. Yeah, I think you guys are probably taking a moment now, just in like a clearing, to poke around, and you just found those 2 fruit, so you probably see Atunse doing the same.
Okay. Do I see that fruit on the branch?
Yeah, you can see it after. Maybe Atunse pointed out to you, or
No, he doesn't point it out though, right?
I won't be able to see it, Emilio. There's
yeah,
no way I
yeah,
can see
yeah.
that.
That's right.
So I notice him sort of searching around, and I grab up for that fruit and I say, "Hey, Tunsei, you want to know it?"
It's
I am
like up in
looking-
the tree. You're gonna have to get up there.
Oh, okay, all right. I want to climb up that tree then.
Okay.
I got a 10 acrobatics check.
Okay. Yeah. You struggle trying to climb this tree, which seems to only have high branches, and you slip back down it, much to the amusement of Malomo.
Oh boy, I was just like, entertaining
alright.
the hell out of her.
I'm gonna shake this tree to try to get that fruit down.
Yeah. Give me a strength check.
Oh, dope.
Send your pet up.
Oh God, it's a
Yeah. Yeah, Malomo is just kind of like,
I say, I'm sorry. I should say, I wanted to get that fruit for you, but it seems to be out of my reach.
yeah, it's not easy living here in the Daru.
Don't like it.
So you guys travel a bit more, and the journey is pretty challenging as you go. Um, After an hour or so, maybe a couple hours, you notice that Malomo is now sort of struggling to walk, where she was having just such an easy time before. She's moving slower. Her movements are kind of sluggish, and she hesitates for a second, and she kind of catches her breath, and she looks at you guys with this look of confusion. Yeah.
Would I understand, because of what she said, that this is as far as she can go? Have we left the forest in some way?
Do you want to ask her that?
Yeah, I'm like, is this as far as you can go? Because I would sense her steps or something, or her movements, right?
Yep. Well, you can see her.
Okay.
Where
I would ask her.
you don't sense her steps, but you do see her, and yeah. So as you ask her that, she says, "No, this is wrong. This is strange. Something doesn't feel right." I don't know if I can keep going.
I say, what's wrong
for the night?
Andy? What's wrong?
I don't know. Is it my old age? I don't think. This has never happened before. She starts taking these deep breaths, and she looks a bit embarrassed. And we should stop for the night and rest.
And what are we in the heart of the forest now? Like I missed that. Are we like still like savory, or is it different?
You're pretty much in the middle of it at this point.
Can I detect any change around us given her reaction?
Yeah. Why don't you make an Arcana check?
Oh, 19, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's Okan's relationship to magic and sort of that realm of the world?
Are we meta gaming a little bit here? Or can I tell you in that way?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can.
Okay. Yeah. So, he's an ancestral wrestler. So he and he doesn't. I don't know if he knows that, but he senses sort of ancestral spirit kind of energy, and so that is his understanding of magic or his connection to magic.
Okay. And that's a good roll. So I think you sort of reach out with your presence maybe, and as you see Malomo falter, and yeah, you get the sense that something unnatural is happening here. There's some magic at play that is causing her discomfort or pain.
So I hold out my arm, my hand, I guess, and I sort of like almost like it's like touched a hot sort of iron or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I look around and I say, "There's something not right here, my friends. We've ventured into some area that is not safe."
What do you guys think of that?
1 second, I need to look something up.
Yep. I'm going to ask her where her home is. Like, are we close to your home, your village?
This is all my home.
You have people?
It's pretty much just me these days.
Okay.
Oh. Why don't we
Um,
walk a bit farther? I know an area where we can rest.
All right.
Atsunsei, are you okay?
I want to use an ability I have
Mm-hmm.
just because of what Okan said.
Mm-hmm.
I have an ability called Divine Sight, which lets me cast True Seeing for a minute.
Okay.
And it lets you, True Seeing lets you see things as they actually are. And so for the duration, you can notice like secret doors, hidden doors, even if they're hidden by magic, and you can see into the ethereal plane. All out at a range of up to 120 feet, which is weird because I'm blind, so I don't know how you're going to do this. But that's your job and not mine. And I'm going to use that ability. Now, in game, what happens is my eyes start to glow, and eagle and golden, like lit up eagle wings, kind of sprout out behind me as I use the ability.
Can I see this happening?
Yeah,
Can we see
no,
this?
that's for realsies.
Whoa! I sort of step back and I sort of I'm in awe of what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of look around and see if maybe because of what he said, and for some reason I realize I have an attachment to magic, if someone's altering something here. Is the forest what the forest is? Is there an illusion? Is it like, sorry, movie reference, in Fangorn Forest and the Lord of the Rings, when the spiders are coming, there's an alteration to it that's not visible unless you know what you're looking for. So I want to see what I can, quote, see with this ability. And I want to see, personally, how you can translate this to a blind dude using this ability.
It's a good challenge. It's a good challenge.
Yeah, it is.
So, boom, I use that ability. The eagle wings come out and the eyes start glowing. And I just follow along as we walk, but that's what happens.
Do you know that is happening? Do you know that wings sprout up around you? Like, do you detect that on yourself, or are we the only ones sort of understanding that that's happening?
I assume I don't know.
Okay, all right.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never used this ability.
Yeah.
But in the game, in the book, they say this happens when you use this ability. If I could see, I would assume I would know, but because I don't see, I don't know.
Okay.
I would say I don't. That all that light and stuff happens, but I don't see it.
Okay.
I draw my axe.
Unless it transforms into the spirit the way Moama does, and I can see her sort of, so I would see that sort of if I'm looking around for that, but I wouldn't see that. You know what I mean? How do I see that I have wings if I'm not looking for that? I don't know. This is all fun. Amelia.
Yeah.
QGM.
You feel the wings. I think that actually makes sense. You could sort of sense that there's energy and something is moving or happening. And as you use this power that you've uncovered, and as you glow and sort of seek around you, you do sense, and it's not that you exactly can see it with your eyes, but it's as if you're feeling a blip or a sense in your brain almost that's indicating there's something here, and it's almost like an alarm is going off now, because what you sense are these 4 small winged humanoid creatures that seem to be fluttering into the trees and sort of surrounding where you are.
To the best of my ability with this blips, I describe what I'm seeing out loud. I say it out loud, but I'm really talking to, hold on, I want to say her name correctly. Malomo. And let her know that I can see these things. I realize you gave me kind of a half description. Malomo, there's these 4 winged creatures flying around us. They're kind of circling above us. not sure what that means, but they seem to be what's affecting what's going on right now.
And can I detect that that's the thing that sort of gave me a reaction when I reached out?
Well, I think so. I think I think that Atunse's action happened just after yours, and so
Okay.
You don't necessarily have that information when you reach out.
No. So I have reached out, had this experience.
Yeah.
He did his thing,
Yeah.
which I'm all by. He says out loud what it is that he's seen, and
Uh-huh.
then do I feel like maybe what he's described is the thing that I had the reaction to a moment ago?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. You're not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not. The thing that he described is like a beast of some kind.
Okay.
And
I've experienced an energy of some
yeah,
kind.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it could be coming from that beast, or it could be something
Okay.
completely different.
Okay.
Is it still light out?
It's
Again,
it's light. There is still sunlight coming through the canopy,
Okay.
but it's still pretty dark here.
Okay.
And Atunse, as you address your question to Malomo, you notice that she's like gotten down on the ground, and she's basically sapped of her energy. She's having trouble moving now.
Oh my goodness.
You're in a sort of clearing now. She's kind of led you just a little bit away from where you were walking earlier. And she's got her cane. She's trying to hold herself up on her cane. But it's starting to just kind of sink into the earth. And there are these, plant fibers that are actually emerging around you guys as her cane sinks. And you can feel that she's casting some kind of spell. And for a moment, an actual dome, a sort of shimmering dome of energy appears over you guys. And these flowers start to bloom and grow from the ground. But as she kneels down and she can't gather her strength, the dome starts to flicker and then to kind of crack and disappear, and the flowers start to decay and die.
I see how that's happening. I say, Ancestor, please guide us. What's happening?
I'm trying to protect us. Something is out there. You saw. Did you see them? The Aziza.
Aziza?
I get my spirit ready, and I say, I can't see them yet. I'm assuming I can't see them yet.
Do we know what that is even? Aziza? Does that ring any bells?
It's not. It doesn't feel familiar, but you know what? Make a Themba, make a nature check.
Nature. Really?
Hey, Amelia,
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and kneel in front of her and
Okay.
put my head up against her and tell her it's time for her to go.
Oh,
Okay.
We will go from here.
She's-
And then stand up and draw my bow and aim at one of the things.
So
okay.
can we see those things at all yet? Or is that just kind of,
Just
can we hear them? Or?
Tunse has sensed them, but he has. I don't know if he's pointed out where anything is yet.
okay, but I notice him getting on his bow, and so I'm looking in the direction of where.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are.
Yeah.
You guys sense that.
Yeah.
And I've got my spear ready.
So you're looking around the canopies. So when you kneel beside Malomo and you tell her that it's time to go, she looks at you with a bit of relief, and she again presses her staff into the ground, and you see a sort of a shield of flowers and branches kind of just cover her body, not anyone else around, but just her, and she's now encased on the ground inside of this brightly colored shield of nature. And with that, let's roll initiative.
Heyo. 11.
I hit the button, I thought. Oh, here it is. I go first. I rolled a 5.
This is not 2E, my friend.
The higher roll goes for.
We're golfing, right?
18.
Yeah, exactly.
18?
18.
Oh, damn.
Okay. And sorry, just give me 1 second here.
That's
I'm
it.
sure this dead air is really exciting.
You're building anticipation. That's what's really
Yeah,
happening.
that's
Right.
right. That's right.
And I've got my spear, and I'm just sort of I'm gripping it, and I'm kind of like I'm slowly
Doing this?
kind of I'm moving it around. I'm getting a feel for it. I'm starting to feel kind of like I'm just getting acquainted with the weapon.
Street Fighter.
So in this space of time, I'm gonna. There's 4 of them flying up there. I'll try to point as I can. It's weird because of my vision thing, and I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they are. I just know that they're 4 winged creatures, and they're kind of flying up there, surrounding us.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best to kind of like see if I can spot
Yeah,
them.
if he's
Yeah, I'm squinting into sort of the area where he's pointing, and can I make them out yet?
Give me a perception check at advantage.
18.
Oh yeah, you notice, and Themba, can you do the same?
part cat for. Is it? That's a 20.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, as Atsunsei kind of readies his arrow up above at the canopy, you look up as well, and you see these winged creatures that are. They sort of look like humans, but they're much smaller, almost like bats or a giant bug of some kind. And they're looking down at you, and they're pointing, and they're like talking.
Huh.
And now that you've noticed them, you can actually hear their voices. Maybe you guys sort of settle and there's a moment of quiet, and you can hear them, and they're talking about, they're saying, should we go get them? I don't know. Are they looking at us? I think they see us. Let's go get them. Let's just go get them.
Let's go get him. Yeah.
What do you yell?
Well, I was gonna yell. We mean you no harm.
Yes, I do.
We're not with him.
Is Malomo still there?
Malomo is inside of this sort of shell of plants and flowers.
Oh, but it's flickering. I say, Malomo, do we fight these?
Oh, but
Ancestor, do we fight these?
She's like covered up completely.
Oh, she's all
yeah.
right. All right.
As you debate whether or not to fight, the first of the Azizas just charges down from the canopy, just dive bombs you.
Can I hit pause? Since I could see them and I was ready, do I get to fire a shot before that since they weren't necessarily attacking?
Oh.
I'm down with that. Yeah, I think that's fine. You did kind of ready your action. Why don't you go ahead and take a shot?
That's got to hit.
16.
So yes. So your this thing is moving fast, but you were ready, and it's not like you're seeing it, you're feeling it. So you're moving with it as it dive bombs towards who's the biggest of you, Themba?
I'm 6'4".
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot.
Also 6 foot.
Okay, so it's dive bombing at Okan. And you put an arrow in it. Give me a damage
Nice.
roll.
7.
No. That's
Oh,
Like,
That's
that's a
the
great
same thing.
arrow.
click the word longbow in your successful hit on that 16.
This is why I don't like using D20.
There you go.
It's the
Eight.
wrong thing all the time. 8?
All right, what do we got?
8.
8. Okay.
Nice.
Your arrow. It just tears through this tiny creature and pins it to a tree,
Oh, jeez.
where it just like gasps and then dies.
Whoa.
That's pretty sweet.
Maybe we can eat that later.
Themba, you are up.
So it charges, right? Or did we win?
So there's one pinned to a tree.
There's one to a tree, but there's
And
still
dead.
there's still 3 more.
3. Are they still in the tree? Are they coming at us?
Well, it's not their turn yet, so they are still in the trees.
They're still in the trees. Okay, I'm gonna hold my ground for this one.
Oh.
Oop. Oop. Back it up.
Oh, I wanna retcon something slightly.
Okay.
By all means. Especially if it makes for a good story.
Only a Tunsei can see them right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're still invisible. Okay.
Okay,
So
so
we-
did I just see him fire an arrow at nothing?
Well, once he fired the arrow, the creature appeared on the tree.
Okay.
But
Oh, wow.
yes, but before that, yes.
And we can't hear them. They're up there talking, and we can't hear them, or we can.
You did hear their voices.
Could we
Okay.
hear it flying at us?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear the sound of their wings. It's not a loud sound.
Right, but something we kind of pick up
When I
on.
look at it, when I look at it on the tree, what am I seeing?
Yeah, so this is it's got a dark brown or black skin with white markings. It's a humanoid looking creature. It's got small wings. It's probably the size of a very large bat, maybe.
Okay.
It's wearing this like chainmail like armor, but it's made out of these tiny bright beads. And it's holding a tiny longsword.
Oh, so cute.
How far up a tree is it that it's stuck?
At this, it's probably like 30 feet up.
Okay. All right. Well, since I can't see anything, and I'm not sure, I'm just gonna hold on this one.
Okay. Do you want to actually do like a hold action?
Yeah, I
Okay.
want to hold.
And
yeah.
then what's your action going to be, and what's going to trigger it?
If one gets close enough, or if something's pointed out and I'm guided to it, then I'm taking out, or I have my battle axe out.
Okay.
That was the thing I was going to ask you, because I'm actually proficient. I'm 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah.
Are you going to allow me to use 2 battle axes?
Do you have 2 battle axes?
Because that's actually what I put down. So,
Yeah.
but okay.
If you're you're only using them one-handed, right? So
Yeah.
you won't get the.
And they
two-handed
actually have
ones.
one-handed and two-handed, and then
Can
it
you
has-
if you're 2-weapon proficient? Can you use? Doesn't it have to be a simple weapon in the offhand, or no?
This is what it let me pick, so I'm not sure. And it does have, with battle axe, it does have one-hand and two-handed. So
Normally,
I don't know.
the size needs to be different, I think.
Do
You
they?
have to have another skill to use
Okay.
equal-sized weapons.
So
I
it'd
think.
be battle axe and a hand axe then.
But that's an old rule. I don't know if that's changed.
I
or
know.
not,
I
so
know.
Yeah.
In
please,
5e,
I'm sorry.
everything's different. But
Well, and if
Yeah,
she
because
has two,
I have the hand axes too, so I can use one of those. I just wasn't sure.
like, I've got a player in another game that has 2-weapon fighting and uses 2 katanas.
Well, that's cool.
So I guess that would.
I mean,
be,
I think with the 2-weapon fighting,
it negates those penalties, kind of.
I believe so.
That sounds right.
They were different. It's weird. I don't know.
I hate looking up rules on stream, but I'm gonna.
But
do it.
also, she is first level, so I could see why if you go, not so much 2 battle axes.
It has to be.
I think it's
It has to
super
be a
awesome.
light melee weapon.
Okay, so I can use a hand axe and a battle axe.
Yes.
Okay. Then I have a
think
hand
so.
axe and a battle axe ready.
Still cool looking.
You know what? I'm not going to follow the rules on this one. So technically, both weapons have to be light, but I think that's BS. You can use the big
our
axe.
battle axes. It says are like a battle axe, a piercing. This one is a
It's fine. It's fine.
Ilqua? Yeah.
I'm not going to sweat it.
Okay.
It's cool. The rule of cool trumps all the other rules.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay. So you're ready with your battle axe. So you don't see any of the others appear, and Atunse, you're seeing them not sort of. They're just kind of their forms are just sort of those blips that you're sensing are not moving. They're just hesitating in the trees. But now you sense a new blip, and Themba and Okan, you both see coming out of the canopy in the same direction that the creature just flew down is a very large huntsman spider.
Oh.
And it just starts chittering towards you. And I'm going to add it to the initiative.
They chitter back.
Yeah. But it's not it's not quite reaching you yet. Okan, it's your turn.
So I see this thing, and it looks malevolent to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, how far away is it from me?
It's coming down the tree, so it's probably, roughly the same height as probably about 30 feet or so.
Oh, so it's just above me, but not far away.
Yeah, not super far away, no.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm gonna hold too, and if that thing attacks me, I'm gonna hit it back with a spear and an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna position myself kind of like in front of everybody.
Atunse, again, you see the other Azizas not moving, but now the spider quickly scampers the 30 feet down the tree and attempts to make an attack on Okan. And so you're ready with your
Okay,
move.
can I attack?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I've got my spear, and I'm gonna try to spear this thing. 18, baby.
All right. Yes, you do spear it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just ready, and it just feels right what's happening right now, and I'm just gonna 11 damage.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
then I've speared it, and I'm just going into like motions that feel so natural. And as I'm spearing, I sort of spear into its face, and I'm turning, and I make a kick at this thing too.
Okay.
And that's a 17.
Yeah. You've got some moves
And that's
over there.
8 damage.
So your spear just catches the spider in its big abdomen and pierces it, and it's kind of flailing there, trying to reach you with its arms. But then you kick at it, and I guess you probably kick it off of your spear and onto the ground.
Yeah.
And it rolls into the dirt before kind of jumping back up. But as it jumps back up, you can see that it's pretty badly injured, and it sort of hobbles to one side, but then keeps trying to come towards you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just hit that thing for freaking 19 damage.
Sorry, what was the second hit for?
19?
8.
8 damage. Okay.
11 and 8.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Atunse,
Cool. We're first level, right?
Yeah, but I'm so decky. It's like pretty great.
Nice.
It is nice to have that one stat that makes everything great. Yeah, Atunse, you sense now that this new thing has entered the fray, and you can hear Okan fighting with it. You're not sure exactly what it is, but you're also noticing, surprisingly, that those other Aziza in the trees have not been moving.
Okay. Do we still hear them yammering up there?
Yeah, now they're like cheering on the spider. They're like, "Get him, Guardian! Get him!"
I'll shoot one.
Okay. And so yeah, go ahead and take a shot.
12.
Okay. You fire up into the trees. But the Aziza senses or sees you about to fire and just manages to flap out of the way, and then turns to the other Aziza and is like, "Can he see us?"
I'll say no, and then I'm gonna move behind so that whatever that new enemy is and my two traveling companions there are between me and that new opponent, so I can focus on the ones up there.
Yeah. So you move.
And I'm already in front of you anyway, but maybe.
Just to make sure that the direct line from it to me has you guys in between, so I can focus on the ones flying up there.
Perfect.
Oh, Themba, I'm sorry. You also had a ready to attack.
Yes.
Did you want to use that when the spider came down?
Yeah, anything that's coming at us. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to. So.
I forgot about that.
Okay, no problem. So two-handed. So I'm gonna roll both right now.
I'm gonna have to think about how this works with Okan.
Yeah, does that physically work?
Attack. We can say that you hit it after Okan does.
Okay.
So Okan does his move. He kicks it off. It flies over in the dirt, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, here we go!" And you
that sounds good. Fray.
No.
Okay, one of those. Oh shoot! Actually, let me re-roll that because I did that wrong. That was gonna let me pick which one hit and which one didn't. So, first one is the battle axe for 20, not a nat. And the second one is the hand axe for 8.
Okay, so yeah, you hit with that battle axe. This is like actually a pretty slick combo you guys pulled off.
Yeah, I kind of nod. Oh, I nod at them, but I feel like we're working well here together.
We got this. I hit him for 8.
Ooh, yeah, your axe just comes down and cleaves this spider in half.
Ooh.
Oof.
And
it makes a sucking sound as you pull it out of your enemy.
The axe does?
Well, it's a Ilkwa, and it says battle like a battle axe but piercing. The name is said to come from the suction sounds it makes when extracting it from a foe's body.
Jeez, all right then.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys dispatch this thing, pretty easily.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so you hear now the chatter up in the trees getting louder.
I look up. Can I see him yet?
Not yet, but Themba, it's your turn.
Can I kind of, just from listening to him, can I kind of guess at where they're at, like which tree they're in, or are they just in like the canopy and they can't?
You know what? The one that Atunse shot at is now visible. So you can see one more.
Oh, the one that he missed.
That he missed, yeah.
Okay.
How far away is he?
He's up in the canopy about 50 feet up.
I'm going to circle closer to whatever tree seems like it could get me to him.
Mm-hmm.
If I needed to climb up.
Climb up.
I'm just going to move in position. Because they seem like they can take care of themselves.
So yeah, now you are you looking at directly at it at the Aziza?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking back at you, and it's like, I think she can see me. I think she can see me, guys. And it charges.
Let out a little purr.
It charges down towards you.
Excellent.
What's the fly speed on these things? I guess it's the same. It doesn't really move that quickly. It's pretty small, and so it just it starts to fly down.
But can it do a combination of falling and flying?
Yeah, it's sort of a fall, really.
Yeah, I think that he should be able to come down and hit her.
1 second. Yeah, So it just drops down towards you with its long sword out or short sword out. It's just like flying in to stab you.
And I'm watching
But
him.
you were ready, right? So you've got
Yeah.
another ready attack that will go off before it gets to you.
Oh, okay. I could take a swing, huh?
Right, because
All right.
you had made a movement and readied an action. Is that right,
Well,
or you just made
I
the movement
attacked
to
the
the tree?
spider and I made
Oh,
the
oh,
movement
that's right.
towards him. Yeah. So
So you don't have it. Okay, so it's just gonna hit you, or it's gonna try.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, let's see. Natural 20.
Hey, oh boy.
And so it flies down to you with its tiny short sword, or tiny long sword, and it hits you for 1 point of damage.
Wow.
Wow.
Pokes you with
geez.
that.
Doesn't a natural 20 get additional damage?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
does.
actually,
It's the full.
there's actually
full
not
focus.
damage dice on this creature, so I'm not doubling anything.
Huh.
It just does 1 damage.
Okay.
But you know what we'll say for the crit? I gotta give it something.
Yeah.
It
It really makes me mad.
yeah, it
It spits in your eye.
it calls out
Oh.
the one thing that you are most insecure about. As it
And I don't even know what it is yet
Yeah.
until he says it.
yeah. It's like one of your eyes is bigger than the other. Stab.
They
Stab,
are
stab,
gold,
stab.
so the gold eyes. Maybe makes fun of the gold eyes. I don't know. Or
Yeah, it stings.
he'll never be as good as your brother. Really? Why you gotta be a jerk about that?
Okan.
Oh, yes. Do I see this thing now?
Yeah, you see that one.
Oh, yeah. All right. So can I take a swing at this thing?
You know, you can, but it's right next to Themba, and it's pretty small. So tell me, how are you going to make it so that you don't whack your friend here?
I'm going to try. So how far is it from me?
Like 15 feet, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna run and I'm gonna try to like slide as I'm going so that I can go upward with my spear so that it's sort of parallel to
Ooh,
Themba
Sure.
and just like try to stab up.
that's awesome. Let's do a dex check. Or an
Okay.
acrobatics
Great
check.
dex. Acrobatics. Okay. Oh baby.
Yeah, that's got to be good.
23.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Ooh.
you slide along the ground.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to
Stab up.
implement our test system here and say that's a hit.
Oh, I like that. Emilio.
And so just give me a damage roll.
Okay, great. Give me a minute. Okay. 8.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So you slide on the ground, stab
Yes.
up.
But also, then I sort of like I'm on my back, and I sort of like I propel myself up and kick up too, just for good measure.
I love how you acted out. Like
So
And that's a 19, by the way, and 5 damage.
as you go to kick up,
Yeah.
your spear has already basically exploded this thing. And so your kick just goes through nothing. But as you do it, you realize you're like, oh, there's nothing there to hit. So you're like expecting some resistance. It's not there.
Yeah.
But you use that momentum to sort of do one of those cool like kip up moves where you like land on your feet.
Yes.
And
No. I kind of run up along the tree trunk and do a backflip.
it's always a backflip.
It's a backflip. It's always a
backflips
backflip.
are cool.
Come
I
on.
would say that you should give it to him if he tries a backflip right now.
Oh yeah, let's act it out.
He acted out everything
Hold
else.
on. Here it comes. Woo! Did you see that?
That was
Seems
Amazing.
legit. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Did you see that?
you do a backflip and the Aziza just disappears. And very nice.
I mean, I'd like to say actually that I kicked its little sword up into the tree, and I don't know if it hits anything.
Man, yeah. You know what? I'm going to give you a percentage chance to hit something. So
Okay.
let's first do. Actually, I'll roll the percentage.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 25% chance. So we're going to roll a D100,
Okay.
and it's got to be 75 or higher.
Okay.
And
22.
All right. So you're
That's within 25%.
the sword just flies up into the canopy
All right.
harmlessly, but it looks really cool.
And I'm feeling like this is all just like it's all just coming naturally. It's just like
Yeah.
there's something happening here.
I'm hoping too, since she got hit, like that does start triggering off some more memories for her. It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Well, let's see. Yeah.
Maybe.
Right? All that training, all that getting kicked in the head.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sure. Why don't you tell me? You remember a moment in your childhood where you were learning to fight from a teacher that was very important to you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
About the moment or the teacher?
Either.
Either. The teacher was my grandfather, and this is a time when I realized the power that we had as a people, and I feel this drawing to be, because I remember running and pouncing and playing like I was a lion, and that was the fun part of it. But then when it get really serious, when you actually had to like start to fight something, he would always get me up on my feet and we would wrestle and play, and he would teach me things. But then I got to be a lion and play and tackle things and eviscerate them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That connection to your grandfather was always important in your life, whether it was positive or not. There was always that bond you had. Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I know where I got this scar. Wait a second.
Okay, yeah. The other two, Aziza, reveal themselves.
Oh.
They yell down at you. What do they yell? Let's see. You disgusting creatures! You won't get away with this! And they
Show yourself.
charge down. They appear in the trees and charge down at Themba and Okan.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do some rolls. All right, the first one attacks Themba with its sword. 14.
16.
Ooh, nice. Okay, and the second one attacks Okan with a crit fail. As it loses its balance in the air and its momentum, and it goes into a stall, basically, and it's just plummets out of the sky, sword out, sticks into the ground, thunk, and it's just there like an arrow kind of quivering, like on the end of its sword. And the other misses, and Atunse, you see now the other two, well, you can sense the other two, Aziza, have now come down from the canopy.
Can I tell if I can shoot one safely with the other two, with my two friends around there?
The one that is like stuck in the ground, you could shoot easily.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, go for it.
Um,
You have a longbow, shortbow?
Longbow.
Oh yeah.
12 again, as it were.
Yeah, and again and this time the Aziza doesn't manage to dodge out of the way, but the arrow just glances off of those coral beads that it has as sort of some kind of armor.
All right.
Is there anything else you want to do?
I will walk towards them. I figure they're going to clean this up on their turn, but I'll walk towards them, put the bow away, and grab my sword out.
Okay. Yeah, you get ready for some close quarters combat. And Themba, you are up.
All right, the one that went after me, I'm going to go back after it.
Mm-hmm.
First with my big axe for 17.
Damn.
And for, where am I at?
17
Whoa.
hits.
Well, I'm giving myself way more hit points than I have. Okay. 4. 7.
It just explodes into a flurry of a sack of blood and wings and
Do the beads go anywhere?
beads. Oh yeah, the beads just spray out in every direction. And Okan, there's one left.
Okay, I look down at it and I say, I think you want to get out of here, friend.
Oh, okay. It sort of starts to like try to get its sword out of the ground. It looks up at you. Just finish me off. I can never go back like this.
I say, go back where?
Oh, nice try.
I say, have it your way, and I take my spear and I stab down at it. 14, 6 damage, and then I'm going to kick it to 13, 7 damage.
All your attacks glance off of its bead armor.
Oh no!
and it looks at you like, not so tough anymore, are you?
Oh man. Okay, very good. I'm sort of like, in a way, I feel very non-committal about my attack here.
Yeah, that's. I think that's right.
Yeah.
it gives you the finger.
Right, and I just sort of like when I did that, I think my whole heart was not in it.
Yeah, Sensei, do you have any desire to finish this thing off?
I crit
Oh damn! Yeah, you do.
with a great sword.
Oh.
Yeah, you just take a, what do you do, a golf swing kind of deal, or?
Yeah, I don't want to bury my sword in the dirt, so whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
Smack him with a handle.
it just flies off into the forest, and now it's starting to be get pretty dark.
Wait, are we not getting any damage on that? It's just.
They have 1 hit point.
Oh, they have 1 hit point. Okay.
I'm going to collect up one of the beads from the...
Yeah,
one I hit.
it's a tiny coral bead.
I'm gonna go to the flower shield
Okay.
and kneel down there and check, see if she's okay, if she's still here, or if she actually left or not.
For
And
sure.
I want to investigate the spider to see if there's anything of note going on with it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Themba, you can pick up a few of those beads. You just want one?
Just one.
Yeah, it's yeah, there's these bright coral beads. You can grab one of those. They're pretty small. Sensei, as you head over to the flower shield, what do you do?
I don't want to disturb it, but I kind of kneel down and see if I can see her, if I can sense her still here or not, or if she left like she should have because of what was going on.
You do sense that she is still inside of that shield.
Then I'll call to her.
There's no
and ask her if
response.
She's okay.
You don't get any answer from her.
Okay.
And then Okan, you check the spider's body, but it's a wild spider. It doesn't really have. I mean, I guess you could maybe take an eye or a fang, or what are you thinking?
No, that's not my
Not
cup of tea.
your deal, right?
Yeah, that's not my deal. But I just
Silk.
I'm trying to figure out if there's any clue as to why this thing was attacking us. I'm just looking to any sort of understanding here.
Why don't you do an investigation check?
Okay. 6.
Okay. Yeah, you're just. It doesn't seem like there's anything
As far as I can tell,
clear. Yeah.
this is just something to do with the badness of this area.
There's a forest. These are things that live there. Yeah.
Well, no, but I've detected that something is not right in a magical way, and so
Oh well.
Is
So
it still that
so-
like that? Yeah.
yeah. So do you want to try to sense if that magic is still present?
sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that Arcana?
And I roll a 5, so
Yeah, I think you know what I think it is. I think that the heat of battle, and then fighting these creatures that you didn't really want to kill.
Yeah.
You were just kind of defending yourself.
Mhm.
But then the realization that you can fight, and pretty well. Maybe that's more present in your mind
More
right
present. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And I do lay my hand on the spider and just kind of, wish it well.
now. Yeah. So
Or wish it peace. Wish it peace.
evening starts to creep up, and the woods are the jungle is starting to become pretty silent. It's a bit strange, but then the evening creatures come out, and you start to hear.
Well, is there no more interaction between Atunse and what's going on over there with Malombo?
Well, you called out, and she didn't respond. Is there something else you want to do, Tensei? Do you want to go over Akan and see what's going on?
I mean, I'm curious what's going on. I'm also concerned about the ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
Can I break into the?
Why don't you guys?
No?
Yeah. Why don't you guys? Well, let's do this. So it's 9:00 over here.
Okay.
Um,
It's about 10 here. Yeah.
do you guys? Can we do another hour?
I can do another hour.
Okay.
I can play as long as you want to play.
Okay. All right. So let's
I'm
take
good.
let's take a break now, a 5-minute
Yeah.
break, and then when we come back, we'll kind of get into some of that other stuff.
Cool.
Okay,
And
sounds
I
good.
unfortunately did not prepare a break screen, so it's just going to go. I'm going to have to do something really quickly here, but.
Time for the song and dance, Emilio.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could clip you doing that and then just put it on a loop.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get some.
Yeah. You guys go ahead. I'll figure out the tech stuff.
I did
You're
on
back.
the Panzer for Suckers on the little monster face. I made the little eyes blink periodically, so it's an animated GIF.
Oh, that's
so
so
like
smart.
it just sits there and then it'll blink and then it looks one side and it blinks and looks back to the other and then yeah.
I should have.
But it's like a 35-second stretch. Nothing happens. Then something happens and then it's like a minute and a half and then something happens. So yeah.
I need to recruit you for next time for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it totally helped. Oh, my break.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. We're gonna pause here for a minute, and we will be back.